we need to recognize the teaching role of all those who teach in higher education. One of the factors of the Irish professional development framework that the sector really liked was the fact that it recognized that there's a range of people who teach. So in our universities now, librarians teach, students teach, learning technologists teach, industry partners come in and do some teaching. And if we're talking about career progression or career paths, we have to be inclusive of everyone who now teaches. I also think there's a need perhaps to look and to acknowledge all the different forms of professional development, both accredited and non-accredited. And non-accredited professional development is very impactful, but it's not often considered in terms of career progression. And I think the last thing I think is that we need to ensure that we give time and space to our staff to engage in professional development.
What we need to do to improve academic career paths in teaching is to realize and accept that we need to not prioritize the research, sacrificing teaching. This will help teachers to put their efforts not on publishing papers and books and researches, but also to think about how they are transforming that knowledge from that papers into the future learners, into the future academics.
So one way is to think at an institutional level how teaching might be measured in an evidence-based way. And then embedding it, obviously, I think, in the promotion and progression procedures that universities have. Perhaps to have national evaluation frameworks which embed teaching as a valued metric that you can use, for example, across institutions. So I'm a really good teacher here, it's been recognized in this way, and then that has currency and value in another institution, in the same way that it does for research. I think there's another issue which is to do with culture as well. And so there is a sense in which academics, the culture of academia probably needs to be shifted. In Bristol, where I'm from, we do have a separate career path. So it is a complete parallel path to the research track. And so it works in very much the same way, but you need to evidence teaching quality, teaching enhancement, mentoring, dissemination of good practice, both at a local level, at an institutional level, and then perhaps at a sector, possibly even an international level.
My dedication is towards teaching, and I think that has been very undervalued in the last decades in the universities, and I think we should really be more caring about our students and the next generation. So we want a diverse group of students. We have larger number of students coming to the university. We have information technology that needs to be embedded into our curriculum. So being a teacher is quite a challenge in general. And I think we need to support them in that role much better than we do at the present. At the moment, if you are dedicated to teaching and very interested in teaching, you're not. It's not only that you're not being valued, your work is not being valued, it's actually being punished in a way, as research is seen as so important, and the focus on research and research output is so great. The university as a community needs to cherish different academics and different academic roles.